Capricorn, when I sat down to do this reading for you, the energy hit me immediately. Before I even shuffled the cards, I felt this weight in my chest, this knowing that something significant needed to come through. What the cards revealed is not just about someone hiding something from you. It is about layers of deception, carefully constructed illusions, and your journey towards seeing the absolute truth. This reading is for entertainment purposes and represents the energy I am interpreting from these cards. Take what resonates and leave what does not. I am here to share the spiritual guidance coming through, not to tell you what will definitely happen. What I am picking up is future energy, the path unfolding before you. There is someone in your sphere, someone you have trusted or currently trust, who has been carefully managing what you see about them. But here is what fascinates me. The cards are not just showing their deception, they are showing why you have been unable to see it clearly until now, and more importantly, they are revealing your awakening. The truth is coming whether this person wants it to or not, and you are being prepared to handle it with wisdom only you possess. Let me walk you through what I saw, because this story builds in a way that gave me absolute chills. The Six of Cups appeared first, and my intuition immediately said this is about the past being weaponized. The Six of Cups traditionally represents nostalgia, memories, childhood connections, sometimes past relationships, or old friends returning. But in this context, what I am picking up is that this person has been using your shared history as a shield. They have been leveraging your memories together, your past connection, your history of trust to keep you from questioning them in the present. The imagery shows two figures exchanging cups filled with flowers, normally sweet and innocent. But what I am seeing is the deliberate cultivation of sentimentality. This person knows exactly which memories to bring up, which shared experiences to reference, which emotional buttons to push to keep you focused on who they used to be rather than who they are right now. What is really fascinating is how sophisticated this manipulation is. This is not crude or obvious. This is someone who understands emotional intelligence and weaponizes it strategically. They frequently bring up the good old days, remind you of times when things were different, reference inside jokes, or shared moments that make you feel connected. And every time you start noticing something off, every time your intuition whispers that something is wrong, they pull out another memory, another callback to better times, and suddenly you are questioning your own perception instead of questioning them. The psychological mechanism here is brilliant in a disturbing way because they are creating a smokescreen out of your own emotions. Your love for what was, your loyalty to the history you share, your desire to believe in the person you once knew, all of this becomes a barrier between you and truth. In practical terms, this looks like them constantly reminiscing when you try having serious conversations about the present. It shows up as them gifting you things that remind you of your past together right when you are starting to create distance. It manifests as them invoking names of people you both knew, places you went, experiences you shared, always redirecting your attention backward instead of allowing you to look clearly at what is happening now. The cards want you to understand that your past with this person is real, those memories are valid, but they are being used as a tool of misdirection. The lesson here is recognizing when nostalgia becomes a cage, when sentimentality becomes strategy, when your own loving heart is turned into the very thing keeping you from seeing clearly. The Ten of Wands came next, and the energy shifted hard. If the Six of Cups showed how they keep you focused on the past, the Ten of Wands reveals what this deception has been costing you. This card depicts a figure bent over, carrying 10 heavy wooden staffs, barely able to see the path ahead because of the burden. What I am picking up is that you have been carrying the weight of this connection far more than you realize. This person has not just been concealing information. They have been offloading their responsibilities, their problems, their burdens onto you while maintaining their facade. What is particularly insidious is they have made you feel like carrying all of this is your choice, your role, maybe even your purpose in their life. You have been the one always making excuses for their behavior, filling in gaps they leave, picking up pieces when things fall apart, being the strong one, the capable one, the one who can handle it. Because you are Capricorn, because you are built for responsibility and take pride in managing difficult situations, you have shouldered this load without fully recognizing it was never meant to be yours alone. The Ten of Wands tells me that part of what they are hiding is how much they depend on you while simultaneously undermining you. They need you strong enough to carry everything, but not clear-sighted enough to see what is really happening. The practical manifestation is exhaustion you might have been attributing to other things. It is the feeling of always being the responsible one in this dynamic. It is the pattern of them having crisis after crisis that somehow always becomes your problem to solve. It is how they lean on you heavily while keeping you at arm's length from the full truth of their situation. What I am sensing is that some of what they hide might actually be things they are ashamed of, things requiring vulnerability and accountability. And instead of facing that, they have constructed this elaborate performance where you carry the weight and they maintain the mystery. The emotional landscape here is growing resentment you might not even be fully admitting to yourself. Part of you is tired, Capricorn, deeply tired of being the strong one, the reliable one, the one who always shows up while this person gets to be enigmatic and inconsistent. The Ace of Swords appeared, and I felt relief because this is your mental clarity breaking through. The Ace of Swords is about truth, mental breakthrough, cutting through illusion, new understanding. The image shows a hand emerging from clouds, holding a sword upright with a crown and laurel wreath at its tip, representing victory through clarity and truth. Despite all the emotional manipulation with the Six of Cups, despite the burden you carry with the Ten of Wands, your mind is starting to cut through the confusion. This is when things that never quite made sense start clicking into place. This is when you begin connecting dots you did not even know were there. The energy of the Ace of Swords is sharp, clean, uncompromising. It does not care about feelings or history or who gets hurt by truth. It simply reveals what is. I am sensing you are entering a phase where your thoughts become clearer, your intuition gets louder, you start asking questions you previously avoided. This person has been relying on your emotional connection to keep you from thinking too critically. But the Ace of Swords says your intellect is waking up and demanding receipts. In practical terms, this manifests as you suddenly remembering conversations that did not add up, noticing inconsistencies in their stories, recognizing patterns of behavior you previously excused, or simply having moments of startling clarity where you see the situation for what it actually is rather than what you have been telling yourself it is. The Ace of Swords often brings uncomfortable truths because mental clarity does not always show us what we want to see. But this clarity is a gift, even when it hurts. This is your mind refusing to be manipulated any longer, your intelligence asserting itself, your discernment coming online. You might find yourself suddenly more skeptical, asking more direct questions, refusing to accept vague answers, demanding accountability where you previously gave endless grace. This person will notice the shift. They will feel you becoming less easy to manipulate, less willing to carry their burdens without question, less content to live in the fog of nostalgia and half-truths. The Fool appeared forth and completely shifted my understanding of the entire reading. The Fool is about new beginnings, leaps of faith, stepping into the unknown, innocent trust. The traditional image shows a young person about to step off a cliff, carrying a small bundle with a dog at their heels, looking up at the sky rather than down at danger. What I am picking up is absolutely crucial to understanding what this person has been hiding. They have been hiding their own journey into new territory. They have been concealing that they are in a completely different place in their life than they have led you to believe. The Fool represents someone starting over, exploring new paths, embracing new identities or lifestyles, and this person has been living a double reality. With you, they maintain one version of themselves, one set of commitments, one story about who they are and what they want. But in another part of their life, they are the Fool, stepping into territory that completely contradicts what they show you. This could manifest in so many ways depending on your specific situation. It could be they started a new relationship while keeping you believing you are still together or their priority. It could be they made major life decisions, career changes, geographical moves they hid, because it would reveal how little your input or presence actually factors into their choices. It could be they developed new friend groups, new interests, new values, completely at odds with the life they pretend to live when with you. What makes this particularly painful is the Fool's energy of innocence and fresh starts. They are experiencing excitement, freedom, the thrill of new beginnings, while you are stuck carrying the burden of what they convinced you is a shared reality. They get to have their cake and eat it too. They get the stability, support, history, and reliability you provide, while also getting excitement and freedom of their secret new path. Every time you sense something is off, every time you feel them pulling away, they use the Six of Cups energy to pull you back in with memories and nostalgia, never revealing they are literally building a whole other life you know nothing about. The Eight of Wands came next, and the speed of this card tells me everything is about to accelerate. The Eight of Wands shows 8 staffs flying through the air, moving rapidly toward their destination. This is about swift movement, messages, information coming quickly, things in motion behind the scenes suddenly becoming visible. The truth is going to come out faster than either you or this person expects. The carefully constructed deception, the hidden life, the concealed reality, it is all moving toward exposure at a speed that cannot be controlled or stopped. This is the energy of inevitability, of momentum, of things set in motion finally reaching their conclusion. In practical terms, this means information reaches you suddenly from unexpected sources. Messages, phone calls, social media posts, conversations with mutual friends, documents or evidence you stumble across, or simply a series of rapid revelations piling up so quickly you cannot deny them anymore. The Eight of Wands does not give you time to process one piece of information before the next arrives. It is overwhelming in its speed, but also liberating, because it does not allow for continued manipulation or explanation that might muddy the waters again. This person has been managing their deception very carefully, very methodically, keeping all the plates spinning, all the lies coordinated, all the stories straight. But the Eight of Wands energy says that control is about to break down. Something is going to slip. Multiple things might happen at once. The coordination will fail, and suddenly the truth will be undeniable. Prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for rapid revelations. This is not going to be a slow, gentle unveiling. This is going to be swift, possibly shocking, definitely overwhelming. But here is what matters. The speed of this revelation is actually protective because it does not give this person time to manipulate the narrative, to explain everything away, to use your emotions and your history together to cloud the truth again. The Lovers card appeared, and when I first saw it, I thought maybe the person is hiding a relationship or affair. But as I sat with the energy, what I am actually picking up is much more complex. The Lovers is about choices, values, alignment, and yes, partnerships, but also about authenticity and living in integrity with your true self. The traditional imagery shows 2 figures with an angel above them, representing a choice between different paths, different values, different versions of oneself. What the cards reveal is that this person has been hiding a fundamental misalignment between their values and yours, between what they want and what they led you to believe they want, between who they truly are and who they have performed being for you. The deception is not just about actions or events. It is about authentic self versus performed self. They have been showing you a version of themselves they think you want to see, that they think will keep you invested, that serves whatever purpose you serve in their life, but it is not who they really are. The real them, the authentic person with their actual desires, values, and priorities, has been completely hidden from you. Here is what makes this painful. The Lovers suggests the choices they are making, the path they are actually walking, is fundamentally incompatible with you and what you offer. They know this. They have known this. Instead of being honest about this misalignment, instead of making the difficult but honorable choice to acknowledge you are not right for each other or that they want something different than what your connection provides. They chose to maintain the facade while secretly pursuing what they actually want. In practical terms, this looks like them agreeing with your values and plans to your face while privately making choices that completely contradict those agreements. It might be them saying they want the same things you want in life, in relationships, in the future, while actively moving in a completely different direction when you are not watching. The emotional dimension here is betrayal of authenticity. You have shown up as yourself. You have been real about who you are and what you want. You have operated with integrity even when difficult, and they have responded with performance and concealment. The Ten of Pentacles came through, and this card completely validated everything I have been sensing about what is being hidden. The Ten of Pentacles represents legacy, family, long-term security, wealth, inheritance, established structures, and traditional success. The imagery typically shows a family scene with an elder figure, suggesting generational wealth and stability. What I am picking up is that part of what this person has been concealing involves material resources, family situations, long-term commitments, or established structures in their life that completely contradict what they presented to you. This could manifest several ways depending on your specific situation. They might be hiding that they are financially entangled with someone else, perhaps still legally married, perhaps sharing property or assets with an ex they claimed is completely out of their life. They might be concealing family obligations, children, elderly parents, or other dependents that would significantly impact any future you might build together. They might be hiding the true state of their finances, either pretending to have more security than they do, or concealing wealth they do not want to share. They might be part of a family business or inheritance situation that comes with strings attached, expectations, or commitments they have not disclosed. What makes the Ten of Pentacles particularly significant is that it represents things difficult to hide forever. These are not fleeting secrets. These are established, documented, real-world situations involving other people, legal documents, financial records, family members who exist and have claims and presence. The weight and permanence tells me that whatever they are hiding has roots, has history, has documentation, and eventually these things surface. You cannot keep a whole family, a whole financial reality, a whole established life hidden indefinitely. The practical reality is that these pentacles, these earthly material facts, they leave footprints, they show up in public records, they involve other people who might talk, they require ongoing management and resources. This person has been living in two completely different material realities, and maintaining that split requires constant vigilance, constant lies, constant compartmentalization. The Hanged Man appeared next, and when I saw this card, I felt profound sadness because it revealed something about your position in all of this. The Hanged Man shows a figure suspended upside down, seeing the world from an inverted perspective, in a state of suspension between one reality and another. This card is about sacrifice, surrender, waiting, and seeing things differently. What I am picking up is that you have been in a state of suspension with this person, waiting for clarity that never comes, sacrificing your own needs and truth for a dynamic that keeps you hanging, keeps you in limbo, keeps you unable to move forward fully. The deception they have been engaging in has required your participation in a specific way. It has required you to stay suspended in uncertainty, to accept a relationship or connection that exists in this strange liminal space where nothing is fully defined, nothing is completely committed, nothing moves forward but nothing ends either. Here is what the cards want you to see: your willingness to hang in this space, to wait, to sacrifice, to see things from their perspective rather than demanding they see things from yours. This has been essential to their ability to maintain the deception. If you had demanded clarity, demanded commitment, demanded full transparency and access to their life, the whole structure would have collapsed much sooner. But because you have been willing to be the Hanged Man, to suspend your needs, to wait patiently, to sacrifice your own timeline and requirements, They have been able to maintain their double life, their hidden reality, their carefully managed facade. You have been complicit not because you are weak or foolish, but because you are patient, because you are willing to see the best in people, because you understand that life is complicated and sometimes things take time. These are beautiful qualities, Capricorn, but with the wrong person, these qualities become the very things that allow deception to flourish. The Hanged Man also suggests this period of suspension has given you a different perspective. Being upside down, seeing the world inverted, it shows you things you would not see from a normal vantage point. Your time in this liminal space has actually taught you profound lessons about yourself, about what you will tolerate, about the difference between patience and self-abandonment, about the cost of waiting for someone who is not actually moving toward you. The Five of Swords appeared, and the energy became sharp and confrontational. The Five of Swords depicts a figure holding 3 swords, looking smug or satisfied, while 2 other figures walk away in the background, having lost their swords. This is a card about conflict, winning at all costs, hollow victories, and strategic warfare. What I am picking up is absolutely chilling. This person has been treating your connection like a strategic game where they get to win and you get to lose, and they feel satisfied with this outcome. Part of what they are hiding is their actual intentions toward you, which are not benevolent. The Five of Swords reveals someone who derives satisfaction from having the upper hand, from knowing things you do not know, from maintaining control of the narrative and the dynamic. They have been engaging in deliberate strategy to keep you at a disadvantage, to win something at your expense, whether that is your time, your emotional energy, your resources, your loyalty, or simply your truth. What is particularly disturbing is the smugness, the self-satisfaction of the figure on the Five of Swords. This person knows they are deceiving you, and on some level, they feel clever about it. They feel like they are getting away with something. They might even feel justified, telling themselves stories about why it is okay for them to lie to you, why you deserve to be kept in the dark, why their needs and wants matter more than your right to know the truth. The practical manifestation is that when the truth comes out, which the Eight of Wands already told us it will, they might not show genuine remorse. They might actually get defensive, turn things around on you, try to make you feel foolish for not seeing the signs, or attempt to justify their deception as somehow necessary or your fault. The Five of Swords warns of someone who, when confronted, will fight dirty because they have already shown they are willing to win at your expense. They might reveal truths in the most hurtful way possible. They might weaponize your vulnerabilities against you. They might spread their own version of events to mutual friends or family before you even know what is happening. The final card, the Queen of Wands, appeared, and I actually felt hope for the first time in this entire reading, because this is you stepping into your power after all of this. The Queen of Wands is confident, charismatic, independent, fierce, creative, and completely self-assured. She sits on her throne holding her wand with total authority, with a black cat at her feet and sunflowers surrounding her, symbols of loyalty and joy. What the cards show me is that once this deception is fully revealed, once the truth comes crashing through with the speed of the Eight of Wands, once you see clearly what the Five of Swords has shown about their actual character, you are going to emerge from this situation as the Queen of Wands. This is your transformation, Capricorn. This is you reclaiming your fire, your passion, your self-respect, and your power. The Queen of Wands does not waste time on people who deceive her. She does not carry burdens that are not hers. She does not sacrifice herself for those who would sacrifice her without a second thought. She knows her worth and demands that others recognize it too. What I am picking up is that this entire painful experience is actually forging you into a more powerful version of yourself. Every moment you spent in suspension as the Hanged Man was teaching you discernment. Every burden you carried with the Ten of Wands was building your strength so you would know your limits. Every manipulation through nostalgia with the Six of Cups was showing you the difference between honoring the past and being imprisoned by it. The clarity of the Ace of Swords was sharpening your mind. All of it, all of this pain and deception and revelation is preparing you to become the Queen of Wands, a woman who cannot be manipulated, who sees clearly, who knows herself completely, and who walks away from anything and anyone that does not serve her highest good. In practical terms, this suggests your response to this revelation will surprise even you. You might expect yourself to fall apart, to beg for explanations, to try to fix things, or make sense of the senseless. But the Queen of Wands energy says, you are going to handle this with a strength and grace that comes from deep self-knowledge. You are going to set boundaries that actually hold. You are going to make decisions based on reality rather than potential. You are going to choose yourself, your peace, your truth, and your future over any connection that requires you to diminish yourself to maintain it. Capricorn, I know this reading has been intense and possibly painful to hear. The truth I am picking up is that someone in your life has been hiding significant aspects of their reality from you, using your emotions, your history, your loyalty, and your patience against you to maintain a deception that serves them while costing you deeply. But here is what I need you to really understand. This revelation, as painful as it will be, is not happening to destroy you. It is happening to free you. It is happening to show you who people really are so you can make informed choices about who deserves access to you. It is happening because you are meant for something so much greater than a connection built on lies and maintained through your willingness to carry burdens that were never yours. The cards are preparing you, strengthening you, and ultimately promising you that on the other side of this truth, you will emerge as the Queen of Wands, powerful beyond measure and absolutely unshakable in your sovereignty. Trust what you are beginning to see. Trust the clarity cutting through the confusion. Trust that when the truth reveals itself at the speed the cards have shown, you will have exactly what you need to handle it. And most importantly, trust that you deserve so much better than what this person has been giving you. The universe is not showing you this truth to hurt you, but to liberate you for the magnificent life waiting on the other side of this deception.